Hello guys, welcome to Holy Week Photo Challenge Day 3, and I don't think I challenged you too much today. Has ever there been a time in the entire sweep of human history where there are more visible signs of the importance of remembering to wash your hands? In every entrance, in every shop, in every public space, as well as our own bathroom sinks and kitchen sinks where they would be more usually found, we have hand washing equipment and the reminder: wash your hands. Now, as well as being a very sound piece of good, practical, hygienic advice, hand washing also has a kind of symbolic meaning. It has a sense of saying, this isn't my fault, don't blame me for this. And that's the sense of it we see in today's reading.
It's from Matthew 27. Now it was the governor's custom at the festival to release a prisoner chosen by the crowd. At that time they had a well-known prisoner whose name was Barabbas. So when the crowd had gathered, Pilate asked them, "Which one do you want me to release to you, Barabbas or Jesus, who is called the Messiah?" For he knew it was out of self-interest that they had handed Jesus over to him. While Pilate was sitting on the judge's seat, his wife sent him this message: "Don't have anything to do with that innocent man, for I have suffered a great deal today in a dream because of him." But the chief priests and the elders persuaded the crowd to ask for Barabbas and to have Jesus executed. "Which of the two do you want me to release to you?" asked the governor. "Barabbas," they answered. "What shall I do then with Jesus, who is called the Messiah?" Pilate asked. They all answered, "Crucify him." "Why? What crime has he committed?" asked Pilate. But they shouted all the louder, "Crucify him." When Pilate saw that he was getting nowhere, but that instead an uproar was starting, he took water and washed his hands in front of the crowd. "I am innocent of this man's blood," he said. "It is your responsibility." All the people answered, "His blood is on us and on our children." Then he released Barabbas to them, but he had Jesus flogged and handed him over to be crucified.
I love the contrasts in this story when we look at it through our different camera lenses. In the close-up view, Pilate has all the power. A Roman governor with the might of the Roman Empire behind him, standing in judgment over this almost silent figure, this itinerant carpenter. Try saying to anybody on that day that the Roman governor, with all his pomp, had almost no power compared to that humble figure standing before him, and they never would have believed you. Try telling Pilate that his long and glorious and brutal career as a Roman governor would only be remembered in hundreds of years because of that man that caused him a fleeting annoyance one particular afternoon, that we would only remember him all this time later in that line from the Creeds: "He was crucified under Pontius Pilate." In the close-up view, Pilate is the judge. He even gets to sit on the judgment seat. But in the wide-angle view, we believe that one day all of creation will stand in judgment before that humble figure that one day stood before Pilate. And in the close-up view, he washes his hands. This lovely little detail that maybe suggests to us that Pilate wasn't completely happy about this. He wriggles and tries to get out of it. He offers the crowd Barabbas as an alternative candidate for execution. But then ultimately, again, maybe realising that his power was not quite as great as he hoped or wished or thought, he just washes his hands and says, "You can't make me feel guilty about this. This isn't my fault. You can't put this on me." He didn't want to feel guilty, and yet little did he know it was that man standing before him, the man he was about to condemn to a gruesome death, who ultimately had the power to forgive sins, to cleanse us from guilt, to wash us completely inside and out, not just our hands, but our whole hearts, our whole selves.